welcome back. Right now, at this point in time, I'm going to be going through the open and the close. This is a very important topic, specifically because there's only a few things on the charts, and these few things remain constant every single day. As we know, the markets open at midnight and they close at 10 p.m. So the open and the close remain the same. The high and the low remain the same. Not in terms of the price that it actually opens and closes at. I'm talking about things that remain constant. You know, we don't know what the markets are going to do, but if we just focus on the things that remain constant in terms of the days of the week, there's going to be a high printed, there's going to be a low printed, there's going to be an open price, there's going to be a closing price. And then of course the 3 sessions, these are the things that remain constant on the chart. So I'm just going to be going through it with you guys and giving you pretty much like a brief overview of what it looks like and how these things play out in trading. All right, so all right, so let me go to GBP USD. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm on the daily time frame, so I'm gonna hop down to the 1 hour. And if you guys can see these blue lines on the charts, these represent when the new day starts. And how I got it is by clicking down here. So you might have to, if you are on keyboard and mouse, you might have to right click on your mouse. Me, I'm just on a laptop, so it's just, I click my way. I can right click, I think. If I right click, does it work? Let me see. Yeah, so same thing as well, right click. And it's just called session breaks. As you guys can see, session breaks. So yeah, these split up the days. So I'm just gonna go to a random week just to give you guys an example. All right, so let's start from Monday. Like I said, focus on the things that remain constant on the charts. You know, the days of the week, they remain constant. We have a close on Friday, which is constant. We have an open, high, low, close. Same thing the next day, open, high, low, close. So yeah, focus on these things, because in trading is filled with uncertainty, and all you're trying to do is create as much certainty as possible as a trader. You don't know what the markets are going to do. You never know what the markets are going to do. And any trader that tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. The markets are very uncertain, especially as a retail trader, when we don't have that much information in terms of what's actually going on behind closed doors. All we have is the charts and then the fundamentals, so the major red news calendar. That's all, the news calendar, that's all we have, really. So right here, I'm going to start from Friday's close and I'm going to mark it out. So Friday's close, which is right here. You can just draw a line. Boom. And then we've got Monday's open, which is Sunday, opens on Sunday. Monday always, charts always open on Sunday, as you guys know. So starts off on Sunday and then Monday. You guys can see that. So we open here, we put a high in place. So my highs, I'm going to do it black, and then my lows, I'm going to do it blue. We put a low in place, and then we close. And my closes, I'm going to do it red. So yeah, so we open on the Sunday after Friday's close. We put a high in place, put a low in place, and then we close right there. I'm going to take Friday's close off, seeing as we're just focusing on the week, Monday to Friday. And I want you guys to see this more clearly. So now we have Tuesday open, as you guys can see. Tuesday opens, put a high in place. We put a low in place. And then we close right there. Now we have Wednesday. So we open over here, push up, put a high in place. Put a low in place. And the low that's actually in place is the close. So, yeah. Can do that red as well. And then the same for Thursday. Open, high. Low. And then the close. So you guys can see how that looks. And then Friday, open, low, high, and then the close again. The open and the close, very important in trading. If we look on Monday, we opened and the price, we look all the way to the right, it's 36779. So that's around 36750. That's around that key level, that key price level. We put a high in just above 37000. We put a low in at 36250, and then we close around 36500. So just from me looking at this, at the whole weekly template, in terms of all of this, I can clearly see that we opened at 36550, we pushed up to 37000, and we took traders higher throughout the week. So we took traders higher, getting them to buy it higher. 37000, we pushed a little bit further up past 37250 before dropping it all the way down in that week. And as you guys can see, the open, the close, the open, the close, the open. So Monday's close was here. Tuesday's close was higher than Monday's close. And then Wednesday's close was lower than both Monday and Tuesday's close. And this was the actual turning point of the week before we went all the way down. I'm going to try go through another example to show you guys. So we've now got this week. Let's go on to the next week. That looks like a pretty stationary week in terms of consolidation. Now we've got this week. We've got the open, the high, and then the close. The high is pretty much at the open. So we have the close here. Then we have the open, the low, and then the close. Oops, wasn't supposed to do two, just one. Yep. And then open, high, which is at the close as well. Open, high, low, close, and then open, low, high, and close on Friday to close out the week. So the markets are closed on Saturday and Sunday, and so that's a breathing room, and it opens back up on Sunday around 10, 11. I'm in the UK, so my time zone is GMT. So just by looking on this chart, this weekly template, I can see we have the open and the high was pretty much the same on Monday, the close, and then we have a low put in on Tuesday, the close, we pushed up a little bit higher than the close before dropping all the way down to the low of Tuesday. Then we opened, pushed a little bit higher than the close before dropping all the way down, low on Thursday, close, dropping all the way down to the low on Thursday, pushing up higher. So on this weekly template, we have the close that is just constantly going lower and lower. Close lower, close lower, close lower, close lower, and then the close was pretty much the same as the same close on Thursday. If we draw that line across there, around the same price point area. So yeah, I just did this example to show you guys what you guys should be doing in terms of marking these out on the charts. Again, use the daily sessions tool and just see the importance of the open, the high, the low, and then the close. And you guys will see how price moves and how price reacts around these areas, around the close, around the highs, around the lows. It's all integrated. In terms of the price level, in terms of structure, it is all integrated. So yeah, the open and the close, very important in trading. Remember, we want to create as much certainty as traders as possible. So focus on the constants.